Hello. Oh, so my name is Andrew, and I go to school at Alameda, and I'm actually really nervous.
Hi, Andrew.
What school?
Alameda High School.
Yay. Where are you in?
I'm a senior.
Woo!
Yeah. So before I start reading, I just wanted to take some time. I just recently got into poetry, and by recently I mean like a year or two. Growing up, I wasn't really attracted to the idea of poetry because I feel like our education system put a definition on poetry, and as kids growing up, I remember reading a lot of Shel Silverstein, and that was great. But by the time I reached middle school and high school, you know, it was a lot of Shakespeare, and Shakespeare is hard to understand, and so that I couldn't. But life happened, and things go up and down, and I would say during the summer of my sophomore year was when I first had my epiphany. When I guess you could call it an epiphany. Sorry, I'm speaking really fast. I'm just.
No, you're not. You're doing great.
You're doing great.
Okay. Yeah, it was during the summer of my sophomore year where I was actually on YouTube. I heard a piece by this spoken word artist. His name is Rudy Francisco, and he completely changed my life. I remember sitting there on my desk. I was down in the slumps that day, and then, you know, I forget what I was doing, but if you spend enough hours on YouTube, you finally end up somewhere you like, and that's what happened. I heard it, and my life changed. So before I start reading my own, I'd like to read the poem that I like to say that changed my life. So this is Rudy Francisco's My Honest Poem. I was born on July 27th. I hear that makes me a Leo, but I don't really know what that means. I'm 5'6" and a half, and I weigh 145 pounds. I don't know how to swim, and I'm a sucker for a girl with a nice smile and clean sneakers. I'm still learning how to whisper. I'm often loud in places where I should be quiet, and I'm often quiet in places where I should be loud. I was born feet first, and I've been backwards ever since. I like ginger ale. A lot. I've been told that I give really bad hugs. People say that it feels like I'm trying to escape. Sometimes it's because I am. And secretly, I get really nervous every time someone gets close enough to hear me breathe. I have this odd fascination with things like sandcastles and ice sculptures. I assume it's because I usually find myself dedicating time to things that will only last a few moments. That's why I tend to fall in love with women who would never love me back. I know it sounds crazy, but actually, it's much easier than it seems. And to be honest, I think it's safer that way. See, relationships, they often remind me that I'm not afraid of heights or falling. But I'm scared of what's gonna happen the moment my body hits the ground. I'm clumsy. Yesterday, I tripped over my self-esteem. I landed on my pride and it shattered like an iPhone with a broken face. Now I can't even tell who's trying to give me a compliment. I've never been in the military, but what I have is this Purple Heart. I got it from beating myself up over the things I can't fix. I know it sounds weird, but sometimes I wonder what my bed sheets say about me when I'm not around. I wonder what the curtains would do if they found out about all the things I've done behind their backs. I've got a hamper that's overflowing with really, really loud mistakes. And a graveyard in my closet, I'm afraid that if I let you see my skeletons, you'll grind my bones into powder and get high off my fault lines. Hi, my name is Rudy. I enjoy frozen yogurt, people watching, and laughing for absolutely no reason at all. But I don't allow myself to cry as often as I need to. I have solar-powered confidence. I have a battery-operated smile. My hobbies include editing my life story, hiding behind metaphors, and trying to convince my shadow that I'm someone worth following. I don't know much, but I do know this. I know that heaven is full of music. I know God listens to my heartbeat on his iPod, and it reminds him that he still has work to do. And with that, I began to write on my own. I have a poetry blog that has over 1,000 followers now. I'm quite proud of it. And it's really allowed me to be more in touch with myself. I often feel at peace when I'm writing. I might seem okay if you see me in the hallways, but deep down, some days I'm just not there. But when I'm home and I'm with my notebook in front, I'm at peace. And so I brought a few of my poems to read. This one was inspired by Charles Bukowski. He's a big influence in my life because of his raw emotion and his language. So this one's for him, and I titled this one, Biking on the Left Side of the Road. I am biking on the left side of the road, and there are cars rushing past me, and they are honking their horns, and I wonder what will bloom first this year in my mother's garden, the roses or the lilies. A blue car rushes past me, and the driver honks at me and yells, "Prick!" And I wonder whether or not the girl I'm currently texting is annoyed with me yet, or is she interested as I am. But I think she's tired of me, always asking why. But seriously, why? A cop car rolls by. I am not wearing a helmet. He makes an illegal U-turn and blares his siren and yells on his megaphone for me to pull over. Now I wonder whether dreamers are persecuted. He writes me up for biking on the wrong side of the street and fines me for not wearing a helmet. I bike off and later cross over to the left side of the road and smile. My next one is called People Should Come with Nutrition Facts. People should come with the nutrition facts to tell me whether their content of bull is worth listening to, or whether they have a good sense of humor, because having the ability to bring smiles without asking for anything in return is actually a miracle. They should have labels for me. They should have labels to tell me whether they're made of something before I make a commitment in trying to build something that could last. I hope they only have 30 grams of sweetener, but not artificial, because I have a sweet tooth, but I don't like to eat too many sweet things. I get tired of candy real easy, so most of my Halloween candy goes to my sister, who then just trades it off to her friends. But I don't want to trade you off. But I can't find you in my local grocery store or on the aisle of the stands at farmer markets, because who knows? You could have been picked out of heaven's garden this morning at 4 a.m. right before I woke up to work out. And by work out, I mean get up and shower. It takes a lot, but they say that if I have a good breakfast every morning, my life, my health, my overall well-being could improve. So I hope that whatever you have inside you is good for me, without the placebo effect. I want to feel good, be good, and I hope that you feel the same. No Lucky Charms though. Those rainbows and shooting stars, they had me dream weaving a whole lot, but didn't do a single thing. They just seemed to bring me down, I hope you won't. I hope that you're as good as you look, but if you ever feel like you're not the greenest or the best looking one, don't fret. Sometimes the things people need most isn't the best looking thing out there. Our essentials don't need to look good. They just need to work and make us feel better. Be my spinach and I'll be your consumer. Be my garden and I'll be your tender. Be mine, be mine. And apparently, there's now 20% more inside, smiles included. And my last one for you is called meters. I keep at a constant pace of about 10 steps every 45 seconds as everyone passes in front of me. But I don't feel like instead of butterflies inside my stomach, all I have is a bunch of quarters and pocket change because that's all people have to spare. Time is too precious doing nothing but dreaming. People are still passing by, and when they get close enough, they have the audacity to bag me up and write expired. I'm working fine, I think. You're 3 feet away, but you don't notice. I don't even know who you are, but you're looking at me in the way I've seen before. Broken. Thank you.